Welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 5 Series 2 with me, Squawker. And when we left off, we have reached the halfway point of the history of this world, but we're still writing history and even making history and all that lovely good stuff as we continue to expand our lovely empire across the land of the grey tiles that haven't rendered in properly yet, and so on and so forth really. So, what's the agenda? What are we up to? Well, as we reached the halfway point of the game, we had a quick check-in on our victory progress, while we have discovered that the Polynesians may be working towards a culture victory. We are now past the halfway point, or at least I think I'm past the halfway point, to achieving our ultimate goal of a technology victory. So what we must do is we've got some cities to set up in production, and then we're going to continue working on expanding our borders and making sure every town is producing as much science as possible so we can achieve our goals. We're 3 turns away from establishing fertilizer, which will give us more food, which is always absolutely fantastic, and then we've got plenty more things to continue working towards in order to achieve the next era, which will be the industrial era. So we are, I don't even know where we bloody are, we're somewhere around here. Oh, here we are actually. So we're trying to work our way towards dynamite in order to become the first civilization to hit the industrial era. And then it's just really a hop, skip and a jump to the modern era where we can start working on our ultimate goal. So we will need to establish scientific theory and rifling as well, so it's going to take us some time to get to dynamite. But we should be able to, metallurgy shouldn't take us long, and that will actually get us access to lancers, but they're not really very interesting to me. And rifling will get us access to riflemen. Once more, they're not really too interesting to me, because I'm only really bothered about, well, I'm not even bothered about military, am I? I'm only bothered about advancing ourselves. Scientific theory won't play into it, but scientific theory is something we should definitely look into getting as well, just because it'll get us access to coal, public schools, and a few other bonuses, and academies will give additional science as well, so that is something that is so worth doing. So really, how it's going to go is we're going to get fertilizer, then I think we'll jump onto acoustics, scientific theory, metallurgy, rifling, dynamite, and if we, and then actually we might even be able to just, actually no, because we get to go for scientific theory and military science. We can actually go for steam power, which gives access to factories for more production and some other faster things. And look, there's just so much technology and so little time, so let's just try and research all of the bloody stuff. So anyway, the world is pretty much at war with one another. Everyone's kind of fallen out with everyone else, but I'm just managing to keep myself peaceful. Trying to get a few city-states on our sides. We've got Edinburgh now as an ally, so they will gift us a couple of lovely military units every now and then. I did want to get a hold of Sydney, but they are currently allied with the Polynesians, so that isn't going to happen. Hanoi are militaristic as well, so yeah. Stockholm has allies as well in terms of Iroquois, so yeah, getting hold of city-states isn't easy. There is also Monaco, but once more the Iroquois have beaten us to it, so I think we're kind of lagging in the city-state game. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and focus on getting hold of land that other civs have ignored. As you can see, there's still virgin land abound, and let's also just put on our resource overlay, because I like to have that on. I don't really bother with yield, but I like to just quickly check where we've got stuff. So we're heading up north, get that iron, sell it to someone who wants it, and then, you know, spend some more money. Anyway, we've got another 25 turns to jump through, so let's stop with the chitter-chattering and let's continue with what we're up to. So we've got a few new Minutemen currently garrisoning in Houston. Houston has also a few other things to work on. A library will be most appreciated in order to continue our scientific advances. We are currently producing 174 science per turn. Let's see if we can shoot for getting 300, but, well, not 300, sorry. Let's see if we can shoot for 200 by the time we hit the 275th turn today. Washington has no scientific buildings to work on, however a windmill would also give us a bonus for constructing other things. We could also just work purely on research now, but a windmill does have its uses. A garden can also give us a great people generation, but there's nothing really for happiness, which is something we are unfortunately lacking. So I'm going to put up a windmill anyway, just in case we do need to quickly get something up for a quick boosty uppy. We are continuing to work on roads to Portland as well, so if we can continue working on that road, please. Houston also has some new troops, but we can't. We have to move these American Minutemen just because there's already a garrison. So I'm going to have these guys make their way down to Philadelphia, where they can just keep themselves occupied for a little bit longer. And in St. Louis I've got some more workers, so let's work on maybe exploiting this oasis if there's anything we can do with it, but I don't think there really is, so it's just kind of just sitting there. But it does give us additional food yield, so you know what, we'll go to that forest and see if we can build ourselves a sawmill or something. Got a couple of scouts also exploring north. We have just found out the Egyptians are just currently roaming around here, so we're just going to continue wandering around and see if there's anything going on anywhere really. I mean, there's still that one civilization we haven't met yet, so it would be nice to try and meet up with them. Philadelphia can work on a monument, by the way, because I would like to continue trying to get some more culture in. We are 28 turns away from our next social policy, but I do want to start pursuing rationalism, which we already are doing, but if we can try and get ourselves secularism, that would be pretty cool, or humanism, which is going to really sort out our happiness problems. We have also started working on patronage, which gives us additional science when aligned with city-states. But there's nothing else that's really too interesting with, but aesthetics can give us a little boost to dealing with city-states, and educated elite will also give us a few great people, so if we get some great scientists, that's really good. Here's the advanced view, by the way. Don't really do a lot, does it? But freedom might also be another one to have a look into in the future, since it will give us benefits for great people specialists, and also Americans are all about that freedom, but it'll give us additional culture, some maintenance reductions, specialist population will also have unhappiness, will also reduce food consumption, and also just give cities additional buffer strength. Or we could just become communists and just say sod it, or we can go for autocracy, but that's really for more well, military bonuses, and order gives us more of a production boost. Freedom might play a little bit more into our area, because we can try and increase the scientific community in our area and not worry about the potential negatives that you can get. Seattle's going to start working on a university as well in order to produce additional science, and that's really us done for turn 250. So let's move into the second half of the game. And then we remember that we've got some workers who need something to do. Alright, workers who need something to do, go over there and do some digging or something. Just do something that doesn't annoy me or get in my way or hinder me or whatever, while Germany just moves their troops bloody everywhere. And everyone's at war with Spain now.
우리는 상의해야 할 것이 많고 서로에게 얻을 수 있는 것이 많소.
I have my reservations about you, but a research agreement is always welcome.
좋소.
Thank you, Si Yong. And Polynesia denounced Rome. Mongolia denounced that they have taken back their guarantee of protecting Singapore. Do I care? No, I don't. And Edinburgh's gifted us a new unit, a unit of pikemen. Alright, I'll have that. They can garrison San Francisco and just keep the area nice and cool. And then barbarians, I heard something move, so let's play barbarians. And we no longer have open borders with Hiawatha, so we have been kicked out into Thebes. Do I have open borders with the Egyptians? I'm not entirely sure. Can I just double check that one? Because if we have a defensive pact with the Egyptians, I don't really want to discuss anything, so I'm saying goodbye. I just wanted to see my details with Ramesses. We have a defensive pact, so yeah. I don't know why I did that, but okay. Anyway, we'll just keep having a little wander around, see the lay of the land. You know what, you pikemen could go and scout south a little bit, because it seems like there's some unclaimed land there, so go see what you can tell me about it. So yeah, Edinburgh game is a new unit. Boring, 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 boring. Right. Do not care. Anyway, we are pretty much in the position where we are going to just shift on to the next turn, so that is what's going to happen as we wait for our settlers to just move a little further north. Where have I got you guys going? I can't remember. That is actually a good area where I am trying to get them up to, but then again, that is German controlled land, so yeah. Keep heading up north, get yourselves up to St. Louis, and then we should be cool up there. So, because if I get you up there, it's just German land now, so there's nothing I can do in that area. We head up here, still a little bit fresh, so just move as fast as you can, my settlers, my dudes. And there's always someone who needs something to do. Right, you guys, did you build that road? Well, you didn't, but I do see that there's iron there, so can we start working on a mine, please? You lot as well, get over there, start establishing a road, and then I want that under my control. You lot start working on a lumber mill for additional production, and then we are going to the next turn when we realise that Spain still has archers at this point in the game. Well done, Spain. And Spain has also declared that they're no longer protecting Brussels, and they are no longer at war with the Aztecs, so well done.
Aerarium meum paucum continet, et milites turbidi fiunt.
Et tu, brute.
Sigitur debes mori.
Or whatever, I don't know. It's kind of ironic being stabbed in the back by Caesar, but okay. Fine, we're at war with Caesar. And Hiawatha's going to reopen the borders. Thank you, Hiawatha. Right, this is annoying, but at least Edinburgh's on my side. A lot of fucking good they'll do. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not very interested in wars, and to be honest, Rome isn't even doing very well. I mean, they've got what, like these cities. Oh wait, they're all over there. Frig. I'm still not interested. The Romans can come. I'll hold them off, but or I could get someone else to do my dirty work for me. Who doesn't like? Ooh, Korea's in the way, but I don't know what the strength of Korea's like. What's I don't know. Have a little look. So Seong's on 435. Seong is stronger than the Romans, it seems. Maybe I could ask him just to lend me a hand, or even the Mongols. Mongols get on with me. Yeah, Genghis, I have a little opportunity for you. If I pay you a little bit of money, can you maybe have a go at someone for me? So, or I can't really do it. 20 packs of audio or someone. Right, can you declare war on Julius Caesar? I think he's at war pretty much. I want this guy anyway, so yeah. Another war won't hurt him. You declare war, I will give you marble and fur in return. Will that work? You are very easy to lead. Thank you, Genghis. Enjoy your war. Right, I'm happy with that. That'll keep Rome off my back for a little longer if Genghis does his part. So yeah. Thank you, Genghis. Right, by the way, silver given to Houston's made him very happy. Ivory is demanded in Los Angeles. Right, who has ivory and who can I ask for ivory, or is there just ivory around? I don't know. I haven't noticed any elephants in the area very recently, and I don't know who has them. Rio de Janeiro has them, but they're not really worth asking. So does Cape Town. I'm not very interested in, you know, because look, they're already with the Iroquois. They're fucking Iroquois, man, right. I think I'll just give that one a miss. Philadelphia would like pearls, however. Pearls don't seem to be in very common supply in my area, it seems. Anyone else have pearls? Anyone? Anyone? No, it's a pearl-free land. Pearls are unheard of, yet they're somehow heard of in bloody Los Angeles, so they can just demand them out of me. Because that's the way it always goes. Right, I don't know who has pearls, so I'm not really interested in pursuing that. We are now no longer at peace. Well, our peace treaty with the Aztecs has expired, but to be honest, I don't think he's bothered about starting a war, and I'm not bothered about attacking him. As far as I am aware, the Aztecs at this point are at a pretty weak point in their lives. I mean, yeah. The Mongols made pretty quick work of them, and now they're just added to Tenoctic lands, so I don't think they'll be bothering anyone anytime soon. So yeah, all deals with Caesar are now officially broken, and that's really about it. Right. Worker in St. Louis, you are done with what you're currently doing, so let's find you something else to do. Go over there, and I'll have you build a trading post because it was recommended, and I am of weak will. Now, I probably will need to get... Well, Portland's already defended, but Portland could use better defences. I'll have some Minutemen head over on the next turn. There'll be a more appropriate defence. And Genghis would like to declare friendship with us, and since he is doing a big favour for me, I shall do that myself. And Montezuma is now at peace with the Egyptians. I don't know why they were at war, but, well, Montezuma is just a special person who likes war. So, that's just kind of his thing. Greece, what the hell are you up to? Egypt is happy that I am friends with someone. They approve. I do prefer getting approval rather than, well, I don't like people giving me shit for my decisions. Germany this is getting a bit excessive now. I may
A
need
nation
to...
that destroys its soil destroys itself.
Don't destroy your soil, folks. And our golden age has sadly ended, by the way. But our happiness has evened out for the minute, so that's fine. Right, so new technology. Like I said, we're going to go for acoustics in order to get access to the Opera House, which doesn't really do a lot for us, but it is extra culture. But it'll also give us access to the Hermitage, which will is a small wonder. If you build an Opera House everywhere, you can build a Hermitage for additional culture. Sistine Chapel is a big wonder. Don't know if anyone's built it yet, but that gives you an all-round culture boost. And the Kremlin, which I'm pretty sure someone's already built. Better defensive buildings. Don't know why you need acoustics for it, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to quickly zap through acoustics so it gets us closer to establishing scientific theory. Right, production. San Francisco. What will I do with you? Build a circus, and it might just pop our happiness on the nicer end of the scale. And you will go and find something to do over there. Did I road up those horses? I don't really need to road up the horses, though, do I? Right, pikemen, just keep having a little wander around. Just get the lay of the land. Workers over here when everything pops in. Yeah, we're having a pop-in texture issue today, aren't we? Don't bother with jungles. Just get your road set up over here, and then Portland's all sorted out. You lot, can you just build that road? Thank you for finally building that road, you lazy bastards. Right. Anyway, crossbowmen, I'm going to have you swap positions. So you're going to head back to Seattle. Minutemen, can you come and take over the defense of Portland, just in case the Romans get ideas, because then we're covered there, aren't we? Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the turn. What's more? New York, is there anything that you can build by everywhere apart from research? No, there isn't. Alright, just keep on doing it then. We'll get ourselves closer to our goals. I mean, Los Angeles is 4 turns away from that university as well, and Boston's going to get us a bank, which is going to just give our finances an additional boosty-uppy. Right, next turn, please. Let's see what's going on the next turn. Well, our scout realises that he needs further orders. Right. Could explore this coastline now, so why don't you have a go at it? I mean, someone's built a lovely scenic coastal road, so just have a little wander around and see what we can find out, please. I recommend that you do not get to... Yeah, alright. Get over it, Germany. Well, no. We're sorry this causes a divide with us, Germany, but I'm still a little pissed at how much military you're shoving in my lands, and I'm going to be renegotiating our deal. If you want open borders, I'm going to now ask that you be giving me a lot more in return, because this is now excessive. Singapore is no longer allied with Polynesia, by the way. Is that an opportunity? Yeah, I'm not bothered about Singapore. I don't even know where Singapore is. And we can no longer eliminate Sidon, Singapore for Sidon. I wasn't really interested in it. Right, Edinburgh. How am I doing for you, by the way? We're doing good, right. Which town grew? Atlanta grew. Well done, Atlanta. Right. Germany. I'm getting a little annoyed at you. I want to have a look at... I want to review our deals. Right, so what have we got going on with Bismarck? We've got a defensive pact. Fuck, he's protecting me, but I don't know how long this lasts now. Let's have a look at our deals. Right, ends on turn 263, but that's just one of our sales. Turn 265 is where open borders ends, right? So I've got to put with 10 more turns of this shit. Don't really like this situation, but he's at war with pretty much everyone at the minute. I mean, he doesn't get on with anyone. Bismarck, come turn 265, I'm reviewing our friendship because it's honestly starting to put me off now. Right, anyway, we're going to be building a new mine near Portland. We're also building a new road near Portland, so let's all get to work on it. Let's also start working on something new in Atlanta. There's nothing really new-ish that's of interest to me, but we do have some additional happiness, which is always brilliant. Could work on a market or maybe a windmill. 40 turns for a windmill is a bit steep. How much would research give us? It would boost us up by 2. Could do a granary, but there isn't really anything of... Yeah, there isn't really anything that's going to help. Temple, actually. Get the culture. Always you need a little bit more culture. Right, production. Boston. Can we work on... once more, granary doesn't really seem too relevant, but a circus always brings in happiness, so do work on a circus just to get a little bit more, a few more happy faces. Right, keep moving by the way, my lovely scout, and it looks like Egypt's got its borders going everywhere, and you can't move any further, so we're going to go to the next turn. A couple of atolls, by the way, how pleasant. The sunny atolls. Mongolia, you're having a bit of a long turn, by the way. They're probably just blowing up all the Rome for me. You did me a solid, Mongolia. Seriously, if they start conquering shit off Rome, then I'm going to be happy, but at the same time I might have just allowed Mongolia to become more powerful, but if they're on my side, then it's not too much of an issue. I should probably get rid of these warriors at some point, but yeah. I'm not very interested in one sense. But then again, no one particularly hates me, but I guess I appear as weak, so that might be why why Rome declared war on me, or it's just via AI having one of its days. Right, working on lumber mill by the way. Scouts, let's just keep moving, just keep exploring. We found a town of Byblos, which is Egyptian. We've got a bit of a blobby geography, I guess, but I think our final friend is either down south of here or up north of there, so they're somewhere. Either they're on that half of the continent, because we are on the Pangea map. Philadelphia! Ooh, we need more happiness, so a theatre might be just the ticket for us, so please start working on a theatre. 38 turns is fucking disgusting, but Philadelphia is not really much of a production town. I do have happiness buildings on the way. I mean, we're only 7 turns away from that circus, 3 turns away from the circus in Boston as well, so yeah, we might just be able to hold that one out and we should be alright. Washington, what can I do about these warriors? Because I'm getting a little annoyed at looking at them, so we need iron to upgrade them, and I've sold all my iron. Right, that makes sense. I'll wait till we have some iron returned to us. Right. Looks like German troops are heading north, so maybe he's retreating back into his own borders, or he's off to go start a war with Spain or something, so if he continues to evacuate his troops, I won't have any issue with him. Luckily, the Romans are being quite slow to move against me. What's going on over here? Having a little bit of a fight over here. We're seeing history in action here. We're seeing Byblos get absolutely wrecked by the Iroquois, so that's going to be a new territory for them. Oh, then again, the Iroquois decided not to bother finishing the job. Okay, I'm not judging. But yeah, Egypt's not having the best of times in this war. They're not going to last too much longer, I suspect. St. Louis demands silk, by the way. There may be some silk somewhere. We are recommended that we build a farm near St. Louis as well. If we get some lands up north, we should be fine. So start working on a new lumber mill, please. Chicago, by the way, I want to use some Manifest Destiny abilities. I want to manifest this tile here for the additional, well, just so my borders sync up, because, yeah, thank you! Right, making my borders more solid every day. I mean, I'd prefer it if, you know, we were just one big happy nation in a way. But Portland just exists on its own accord, so pray for Portland. But St. Louis could potentially... No, we can't afford a new tower from St. Louis, so yeah. Right, new worker, or worker. Right, go up there and start working on the farm so St. Louis can grow further. You. Trespassing on Hanoi's borders is just going to annoy Hanoi, so have a little wander around. Right, you enter Seattle and become a garrison, and you lot start mining up that area. You lot keep heading south. You lot settlers, right, let's get you up and running. Pop your city down there, that should be an appropriate place. There should be no barbarians out to eat you, so we should be fine. St. Louis was demanding silks. I forgot to set this off by right. The Iroquois have silks, so that should be fine. I'll have a little chat with the Iroquois now and see if they will be happy to provide me with some, so let's have a little look here. You're always happy to treat me, right? Oh. I'd like some silk, please, and in return I give you horses. Alright. I think the horses are becoming not too much of interest to him. Horses and 30 gold. Alright, what do you want? Just doesn't want to trade, mate. Are you sure not for 15 gold per turn? See, money talks. Right, thank you for doing that. That's that dealt with, right. St. Louis, enjoy your silks. We're trading with the Iroquois now, and they'll be providing us with some additional silk, which is also going to give our happiness a little boost, so it's a worthy investment at the end of the day. And we are now trading with Portland, so that's cool. They'll have access to all our resources, which should keep them in the pink. They would like spices, however, because, well, everyone's just fucking demanding shit out of me. Fine. Where's the spice? Where is the spice? What does spice look like again? It looks like fucking... there's some spice. Germany has the spice. Of course Germany has the spice. Ugh. Germany! Can we have a word? Even though... Oh god, this is like just going back on my own word, because I was going to reevaluate where we're at. Right, Germany. Man who loses at football. Well, I don't know how far in the World Cup you got by the time this goes up. Maybe you won it. I don't know. But you lost against Mexico, so... Take that, Captain Nostrils. Spice! What do you want?
Es wäre in eurem Interesse, dass ihr dieses Angebot sorgfältig prüft.
You are wrong, because if you think I'm giving you all that, you've got another thing. You can have my fur and you can have my horses.
Nein.
What do you mean 9? Right, 5 gold per turn.
Nein.
I'm not giving you more gold. Like, seriously, I'm not in the mood. Right. Another time. Another time. Right. Los Angeles. A new temple would give me more culture. And there's nothing else really to work on. But a new lighthouse would help you keep on growing. But now, work on a theatre. And yeah, you still got that underwater coliseum. It's unique, but silly. Only 2 more turns till we get acoustics, by the way. So we are heading in the right direction there. That's always a good thing to be seeing. I wonder how fucked Rome's getting right now, by the way. Do you think they're dying? I hope they are. And I think the Iroquois are just simply not trying at Byblos anymore. But find more power to them for not trying. Maybe they're just being kind on the Egyptians or something. St. Louis and Seattle love me, by the way. They love the king, because as we all know, America has a king. Well, for a few more years anyway. Okay, keep moving. Explore the Iroquois land, say hello to the Iroquois people, and then just be tourists, right? And you lot just keep exploring. Philadelphia grew, and Portland needs a new project. Right, Portland. 50 turns for a university is going to be an absolute killer, so... Are they bananas? They are bananas, right. Start working on a granary, because I'm going to get those bananas exploited. Then Portland shall grow better. Houston needs production as well, so Houston, let's have a little look and see what we can do for you today. Stables, theatres, monuments, university is in the mix though, so start working on that university please. Good. Looks like I'm going to hit my goal actually of getting 200 science cranked out per turn by the end of this episode, so I am peachy keen on that happening, and I am pretty much convinced now that the Germans are heading somewhere else. I'm not too keen on the Egyptians, so I might just be heading over there right now. It's probably the most likely thing they're doing. Being on such good terms, I couldn't help notice you're friends with Spain. I have done the same. Okay, thank you for telling me about your life. Oh, because he's only just done it, right. Maybe he's copying me. Caesar would like peace, by the way, and his demand... Wow, Caesar. Do you really think you're in a position to treat with... Seriously, you want Portland, Houston, Seattle... If you think I'm going to accept, you're like an absolute fucking tard. Here's my counter offer. You don't get any of this. Like, seriously, you don't get any of this. And you also make peace with Mongolia. Or at least I will pay Genghis to get off your back. But if you think I'm giving you out Caesar, because you've done nothing to frighten me in this war, you haven't even lifted a finger, mainly because I can hire people to deal with you. See, being scientific has made me intelligent, and I know how to get out of a fight, to have someone else do it for me. So, piss off, Caesar.
Non.
Right, no, go away.
Certo non.
Alright, Caesar, we're still at war then. Please leave me alone. Oh, by the way, you don't get your open borders.
Non.
Right. I ain't talking with him anymore. What a useless piece of shit. Greece, what's going on with you, by the way? Where even is Greece? I think we found them at one point when I forgot where they are. New research agreement. Egypt and Greece have a research agreement going on. I can't afford one yet. Should do that next time I've got me 250 gold in my pocket though.
Their rising all at once was as the sound of thunder, heard remote.
That's cool. And ooh, great scientist. Man with a, well, there's a wizard with a telescope, but that's always fantastic. Right, you. Go do some mining, and then we're going to start working on bananas. Right, you. Keep having a little wander around. Looks like we just explored all we can now. And this is Al Candy, our new scientist. So what we could do is we can get a golden age. We can discover a new technology or something else. I think we've already built an academy, so I don't think we can do that. Or maybe we could build another academy. New academies are always really good. But at the same time, a new technology is quite tempting. Need to set up our new tech anyway. So, ooh, 1 turn to do compass. Alright, so if it's 1 turn, we can do it. Right. May as well just crack that off in one go. Now I'm scared if I hit discover technology, he'll just discover compass. We're already in kind of an alright position, so I don't really need to do another golden age, but then again it's going to be such a long time till we get another golden age, but if it doesn't really do out for my science, it doesn't really work. I could build another academy and just get 6 science per turn as a bonus, which is always such a boon. I'm gonna sleep him for a turn. Just because maybe I could use him for a free technology, which is, you know, always an extra boost, but building... No, getting the academy... No, I want the academy. We've already got one set up here, so I don't think there's a bonus to having an academy set up near each other. So tell you what, head up to New York and you can found your academy up there, because I don't want to just have them all next to each other, because then if we lose Washington, man, my face is going to be very red. Houston, well done on growing, by the way, and Boston... We could start working on that opera house now, which is tempting. We could just get our first one cracked out and then we can just see what they do. I mean, it's really good for the culture, which we are now 18 turns away from our next social policy. I think once I've got rationalism, I'm not really going to be too bothered about going for anything else, because I just want to get secularism, free thought, scientific revolution, sovereignty, and then humanism. So, and again, that's still like 5 more social policies to get, and it's going to cost me quite a bit of culture to do. So you know what? Do the opera house, because then a culture society is still an intelligent society. All right, jump onto the next turn, get me my compass, and then we can start looking at other things to do. That's my settler, by the way. Did you like run out of things to do? And yes, bye bye. I'm not interested in like everyone else's lives. I'm only interested in my own. There's my settlers, by the way. Just having a little bit of a wander. Yes, I am playing it very risky by just basically making them barbarian food. Would like to get a settler up there, even if it's a bit deserty. There are still resources to help myself too, and the coastline is still, you know, tasty. I have a river actually would be good.
I find the great thing in this world is not so much where we stand, as in what direction we are moving.
Okay, so we have a harbour, which is a little bit moot given the nature of this map. But fishing boats will now yield additional gold, which has actually just given a nice little boosty uppy to our resource production. San Francisco, we need a workboat by the way next turn, because I see there are fish there that are not being fished. Right, new tech by the way. So we've got astronomy, metallurgy, and military science. Astronomy will give us faster and back movement and allow us to cross the oceans. It'll also give us the access to the observatory, which is more science. Go for it, because then yeah, military science I do want to do, because then we also get the Brandenburg Gate, which will give us a free great general, but then again that's not really up my street. So yeah, do astronomy now, then we get the observatory, and then that is really cool. I don't think we get Copernicus's observatory in this game, which is a little bit of a shame, because he was like in quite a few of the Civ games to get the Observatory of Copernicus. Yeah, I remember actually in Civ 2 you'd get little FMVs when you build at Wonder, and they were always pretty cool. Well, I say all of them were pretty cool. The one that was the Shakespeare's Theatre one was not very cool because it was like a guy shouting Shakespeare at you, but it was pretty unique. I mean, yeah, kind of sums up Civ in a way. I always find Civilization to be one of the more cultured games out there. Well, apart from Civilization Revolution, but we don't talk about that one. Rightio, so I think we're pretty much at the end of his turn once more, so I'm going to just crack it off. And we're going to just keep on moving towards our goals, cause like we always do, and blah 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 blah. I do not crack off turns this fast in Total War, by the way, but Civilization, I'm not fighting every battle in the world, am I? So, yeah. And Byblos has been captured by the Germans, by the way, so that's pretty much where all the Germans are going. They're off to go finish off the Egyptians, and Spain is now friends with the mysterious unmet player. And the Iroquois have denounced Mongolia. Hopefully I don't get involved with this. Probably not. So I'm cool with that because I don't really want to bother denouncing anyone. Rio de Janeiro is no longer allied with the Iroquois, by the way. So that is something that could be of use to me, even though all I get is food. But we do have ivory, and I have a need for ivory. But then again, did I deal with... Nah, right. How much gold is it going to be to... Yeah, I don't have enough gold to buy anything, that's right. Maybe another time. So yeah, not interested, not interested. We are starting to get unhappiness back on our back though, so we need to jump back on top of that. But for now, can you head there and start doing something with those planes? As for you, I want you to go there and start working on a new road, because we're going to have to hook up the new city. You lot, go over there, start exploiting the bananas, and as for you, can head up to San Francisco and just resume your duties as a, well, as a guard. Oh, by the way, the Iroquois own Cuba, if you'd wanted to know, because, yeah, they own Cuba. Deal with it. And I need to get more happiness going in the area. Maybe I could put specialists in a city. I don't really bother with manual ones, but yeah. Not really anything I can do here, because, yeah. I mean, I've got scientists pretty much set up everywhere I can. Well, actually, I want to set up in New York. So New York, could we maybe work on getting some people there? It's going to start eating away at food supplies, but the town is still growing, so yeah, I'd rather get these universities just all staffed up, even if it's going to come at a cost to growth. It does mean that I am getting more... Oh, no, don't do it at Philly Diva. Atlanta, yeah, alright, don't do, only put one in Atlanta. Oh, then again we're stagnated. No, I don't want stagnation, right. Atlanta, just leave it alone for now. Chicago, you're fine. Seattle, we can't even get them yet, because, yep. Blah, blah, blah. San Francisco, you're fine. Los Angeles, yes and yes. Right, two more up there. Houston, you are stagnating, so let's try and see if we can do anything for yous. Get a citizen on there, and then we've got some growth going on, so that's fantastic. Portland, there's nothing you can do at the minute, so you just keep doing what you're doing. Same goes for St. Louis, and then we're back to where we started. Cool. Right, getting a few more scientists set up though has actually just given my scientists a nice little boosty up. It's up to 237 per turn now. That's always handy dandy, and what's also more handy is ending the turn and seeing what happens on the next one. And also realising you can start a new city. So, let me just double check what we're looking at in this area. So, we've got access to wheat and iron. Yeah, yields seem okay. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about when it comes to yields, but apparently it says I can build a city here, so... Build a city I shall, use it to get more science, and also just expand my landmass. So get to work please on founding the city of Miami. In the lovely autumnal lands of, well, what is now our most northerlymost city, right? New York is going to get a new academy, but can we maybe pop it where that trebuchet is? But hopefully it'll move on the next turn, so hopefully that occurs. Miami, you can start by working on... Should really work on a granary initially. which I'm going to do because we've got wheat there, so I want to make sure that's getting dealt with ASAP. Right, let's move on to the next turn and hope that trebuchet buggers off somewhere else. Good. I can pop down an academy there. And we would like to... Oh, sorry. If you should continue to spend your empire in lands I feel are mine, it can only ruin the possibility of friendship with you. Oh, you Spanish and expanding everywhere. I'm sorry, but I wanted that land anyway, so yeah, it's mine. Yeah, boo sucks to you. And the Koreans are not getting along with the Mongolians. They're just too big powers, so they might just have a little go at it for a little while. They can do what they please as far as I care. And Alexander is now at peace with Rio de Janeiro, as is Ramses. Which does imply the Greeks are probably at war with the Egyptians, but I don't pay enough attention to world politics because I'm just doing my own thing here, aren't I? I mean, we're just peacefully getting the hell off this planet. Right, go there, and we're going to work on your academy now. Build it up, because we'll actually get extra food by building this, and we just lose a little bit of production, but that's fine by me. It's gonna be worth it. And the academy probably, does it start like producing next turn or something? I don't know, because I didn't notice that side's moving. Maybe it did. Oh wait, there we go. 244. Brilliant. Right. 2 turns away from astronomy now, and I have a worker who needs something to do. Right, start plantating those bananas. Right, no. Right, production. Washington, what should I set you up with now? Nothing really. Well, opera house. Get me more culture. We always could use a little bit more culture. I would like to try and maybe shoot for 100 per turn. Because, yeah. We might just actually be getting a new social policy by the time this episode is dealt with, actually. So you never know. You workers, by the way, St. Louis workers, start farming up those plants, because there isn't really anything else we could do with them right next turn. And we've got another war going on. Rome is now at war with the Koreans. I was actually thinking of having the Koreans do this war anyway, so right, fine. Let the Mongolians and the Koreans just absolutely demolish the Romans, or maybe it goes the other way, I don't know. Cape Town wants to be... Well, Rio de Janeiro wants to kill Cape Town. Hanoi is now up for friendship. I'm not really interested in destroying Cape Town, because that's not really my issue. But the city of Cape Town would like to deal with a barbarian encampment, which is somewhere, and we have discovered a barbarian encampment is all the way up there. That's too far away for me to be interested with, so I am not partaking in this quest, unfortunately. And you requires that's Rome. That's fine. I approve, because I think the Romans are honestly just being airheads now. Right, what can be done this turn before we move on to the next turn, which we will acquire astronomy, and I can start spamming fucking observatories everywhere. Well, in St. Louis, we don't really have a lot we can build. Well, our happiness is slipping out of control, so a Colosseum is going to be most excellent for us right now. Since the founding of a new city always brings lots of unhappiness with it, because, yep. I mean, it's all just being generated by special, well, not being special. Specialists actually producing an absolute minority. It is just because population, so people just get grumpy because there's other people around, and then I don't know, maybe it's just because they're touching all their stuff or some stupid thing, or it's just, I don't know, Americans don't get on with other Americans or something like that. I don't know. Because when you read Americans on social media, it's like watching a fucking bloodbath sometimes, like with some shit, but I don't know. What is it to be an American? I do not know. Some people, it's just like making loads of fucking money and having like more guns than a man who really likes guns, I guess. That's what some seem to boil their philosophy down to, or I don't know. Look, you're led by a giant fucking cheetah, or what's it, or man with a, let's face it, not the most fantastic hairline in the world, so I don't care anymore. I don't care. All I care about is I'm making this America great, and it's always been great because I'm great at civilization. I'm not really, am I? I'm only playing on like Prince, aren't I? So yeah. But hey, science victory.
Joyfully to the breeze, royal Odysseus spread his sail, and with his rudder skillfully he steered.
And I think there's a shit new Assassin's Creed starring him soon, so yeah. Anyway, we can now explore oceans. I am not very interested unless there are a few fun islands for me to discover. So maybe San Francisco. Tell you what, I was going to say to whack out a caravel. Or can you even build one? Because you're not coastal. Fuck. New York, how long will it take you to build me a caravel? 6 turns? Go for it. Even if we are going to lose a little bit of science, I would like that caravel up and running. And San Fran, you know what? Oh, 21 turns per settler, right? It's not going to be used making a settler, because I'm going to send a settler overseas. Atlanta can start one next turn, right? Oh, and again, Atlanta, how long is it going to take you to make a settler? Let's have a little look. 7 turns. Yeah, that can work. So that'll be time for New York to make the caravel, and the caravel can come and pick them up for Atlanta. Yeah, that works out. Fine. Happy days. Right, Ramsey's at peace with Hanoi. And blah, 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 blah. I have enough money to sign a new research agreement as well. Who wants to do a research agreement? I'm going to pick someone at random. Alexander, you're my lucky victim today. I've heard stories of your powerful military. What military? I don't even have a fucking military. I have like a few Minutemen. Right, research agreement time. You do a research agreement with me and you're poor. Fuck off, mate. Right, let's maybe take the more intricate view. I want to know more about, right, who is rich? Oh, doesn't really way of telling who's rich is, I guess it's people who have higher scores, so maybe I just work down my list. Right, Bismarck, I start with you.
Was nun?
Oh wait, I think it actually says how much gold I have, because yeah, you're not going to do one,
gesagt?
yeah, because you're fucking poor, right? Bye-bye, who can afford a research agreement with me? Genghis. Genghis! Good luck in your current conflict, for I am fighting for you. Right, thank you. Oh, we already have one. Right. That's me being forgetful. Who else am I going to do it with then? Hiawatha I've already got one underway with. I've already got one underway with Ramsey's. Right, I'll have to wait then. So the other one finishes and then we'll just renew it. Right, cool. Right, new tech. We now have access to navigation, by the way, which will give us access to production and gold from the sea. Not too bothered about this one. I'm going to just jump onto military science so we can get closer to unlocking steam power, since that is a direction we should be heading in now. Because, yeah. For navigation is actually needed for scientific theory, which is what I want, so... yeah, jump on with navigation first, then I get scientific theory, then military science, then steam power, or even biology, which will give us access to oil and hospitals, which hospitals are really good for a growth. If it was for happiness, that'd be fine. I don't know if there are many happiness buildings, but the railroad will allow us to upgrade our transport options, which could work because we are kind of quite of a spread out nation. Mass media, that's going to help us out in the future, but that's quite far away still, so yeah. Alright, I'm happy just doing navigation. I know it's a quick mind change, but I did it within the same turn, so that's absolutely fine. Right, you worker. Running out of things for you to do. Well, then again, it's tile needs improving, so go improve it. I don't enjoy having unimproved tiles in my areas. San Fran, still need happiness, so tell you what, you can start jumping on the Colosseum now. When we're just heading on to turn 264, and that's my pikeman coming in for return. And hello Belgrada, thank you for the little present of gold. They are militaristic and they are currently mates with the Iroquois, so I will leave them be because I am not interested in them. And oh my god, I've already got infantry. Fuck, right, Iroquois might be a bit more advanced than me, aren't they? As in, well then again, they've got sword, yeah. The duality of man with these people. Basically, the Iroquois are pretty advanced, but yeah. Did they actually say who's like closer to tech than me? I don't know. Someone's like doing well at tech. Right, next turn. The Germans continue to spread themselves. I'm not renewing any open borders pacts with the Germans after this. I don't care if I split their empire in two. They can do it with someone else. Korea denounced Egypt, by the way, and then Korea made peace with the Polynesians. So right, that's one war, nothing to worry about. And it's actually been quite a while since Polynesia's bugged me, so that's actually that's actually a benefit. because I don't like the Polynesians, and I don't enjoy their existence, right? 770 AD or 1770 AD or the future or the past, right? Either way, time. I'm going to trespass in Belgrade, piss them all off because it's just for exploration purposes. Right, roads coming on quite nicely, and the Spanish stand in my way because the Spanish are fucking tools. Right, you go over there and maybe start building the wall now, or maybe I need to just open borders with Isabella. Do I have open borders with Isabella already before I go and annoy her for no reason? I don't know. Right. Let's see. I for Isabella. Right. We've got a defensive pact on. I've got to stop signing these things off. Yeah. Some of my deals have ended by the way, so we have got more iron horses. But my gold is doing okay for now, so I'm not really too fussed about starting any of these new deals. I am going to upgrade my warrior bow into a swordsman. Well done you, right? Yeah. Anyway, let's get some productions over and done with. So Portland has built its granary, so once those bananas are coming in, we're going to be all happy and fed up. So start working on that university, please. And we're going to have a few towns start working on our observatories as well. Seattle. Can't work on an observatory. Why can we not work on an observatory? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should have actually looked at what the fuck an observatory does. No, it's just... Alright. Available only cities built next to mountains, so... I should have put Miami next to a mountain. That was silly of me. Right. Towns... Let's find towns that are eligible for observatories then. So let's just start from the top. Right, Washington, no. New York, no. Boston, no. Philadelphia, no. Atlanta, no. Chicago, probably no, but I'm going to double check. It's a no. Seattle, no. San Fran, no. Los Angeles, no. Houston, no. Portland, no. St. Louis, no. Miami, no. Right. I need to build a city near a mountain. But again, that might be what my explorer dude does. So Atlanta, get to work on that settler, please, because we're going to do some exploring of the seas. Let's see if there's like a fun little island that I can just take for myself. Oh no, wait, that's not a mountain, but I do see land over there, so I would like that land for myself. Could get a settler set up over there actually. It is quite near the Romans, but yeah. Seattle, can you start working on a settler as well? I wanna cover a few more lands, please, and we're gonna move on to the next turn from that. But yeah, that's an area I would like to help myself too. Still don't know who player 3 is as well. He's somewhere out there, I know he is. Just being all player 3 like and all that. Right. Come on, we don't have all day today. No, we do not. Almaty is at war with Ramses and so on and so forth. We're trespassing in Belgrade. I know, I am knowingly do that, and Hanoi, for some reason, is angry about that. Okay, and yeah, Belgrade is now technically angry, and our declaration of friendship has expired with Spain. I am not really too fussed about that, right? Let's get close to leaving Belgrade. Oh, we found the Greeks from way over here. Hello, Greece. Nice to see you at long last. Right, worker, what would you like to do today? And not interested, not interested, not interested. And the Iroquois have allied up with Almaty. Well done, you. And they're right on my fucking borders as well, but yeah. Right, you. What can I do with you? Well, that airhead archer's wandered off, so maybe you could go... Actually, no. Go there now before the archer returns. But you lot can head up and maybe just start helping out with Miami. You lot start working on that road now, and then you lot start working on a... Farms recommended, and to be honest, yeah, let's just keep on with the farms. Right, you lot, you can be upgraded again. You can be a long swordsman now, and you're still all the way upgraded, so exciting times ahead for you. By the way, did I ruin... No, I didn't ruin my social policy progress by founding Miami. Still 10 turns to go. Fine, I'm happy. Let's move on to the next turn then, because I think we're pretty much done with this turn. Now that I've disappointed myself with a revelation that I can't build observatories anywhere, and Germany just continues to romp all over my lands, but those open borders are just about done, and the Ottomans have declared something. What they declared is of no interest whatsoever to me.
Osmanlı ulusu sizi selamlar yabancı. Ben
Because...
Süleyman.
Oh, this is publicly declaring that he's meeting me. Hello, Suleiman. If I remember correctly, I still don't like you very much, because the last time I dealt with you, you were a bit of an Right, I'll fleece him. Have some iron and horses that I totally don't need anymore. I can give you 10 iron, by the way. 10 whole iron. And in return, all your income, please. Thank you for bankrupting yourself and giving me sod all gold in return, but it's gold and it's going in my coffers and not yours, so I'm cool with that. So we've met everyone now, and Genghis Khan is now somehow more advanced than me. Well done, me. Oh well. It's alright, I'm catching up. I'm building up that scientific monster machine that is gonna win one day. Totally. But I'm more focused on science. I'm not interested in starting wars with everyone else in the world, so it might work out in my favour. Still, I don't know how the Ottomans met me, by the way, but they did it through, I don't know, magic. They're somewhere. We all know they're somewhere, and we will find them, but we won't be killing them. And we no longer have, well, a lot of things have just ended actually, so yeah, let's go through all this. So, yeah, Ottomans denounced Korea, then protected Belgrade. Genghis Khan's ahead of us now. We are no longer providing iron to Genghis, but we've just gone and sold it all anyway, and our horse deal ended. So yeah, Genghis is no longer paying us gold every turn, but our open borders with Bismarck are over, and I am not renewing them. Even if it's left his units trapped, that's tough shit. But yeah, I'll renew my stuff with Genghis, because Genghis is cool, and Philadelphia can kill some Romans, so go kill some Romans. Well done, we killed lots of Romans there, and Portland has kept on growing. Portland, you are a... Well, Portland's a good little city. Right, I want to have a little chat with the Mongols quickly. Hello, Mongols. We are great friends. Have some more horses, and I only ask maybe horses and iron. I ask only 3 gold per turn. I'm gonna give you a bargain. Plus, can we just open up our borders, please? All right, maybe we get rid of that. Not in your favour. I did suspect that these are maybe not in his favour anymore. All right, can we just do the open borders then? Or we could do a defensive pact, but I'm not bothered. I just want the open borders. Good, because I'm not getting myself wrapped up in other people's pacts anymore. Right, cool. Let's. I think that's pretty much it. Apart from this guy needs orders. So hello, longswordsman. Go back to garrisoning, please. As for you, Portland is still not within my borders, but yeah. Go and start plantating those other bananas so Portland can continue rapidly growing as fast as it can. And you still need orders, right? Head north or... don't have open borders with Alexander yet. Alexander! It's like one of the few times I actually talk with you. Oh wait, we're already selling open borders. Wait. No, I want open borders with you. A one-off payment of 5 gold and 1 iron. That's fine. Worth it for my purposes of exploring. Thank you very much. And there's Sparta, by the way. Hello, Sparta. Next turn, please. I think Sparta was going to be its own thing in Civilization 6, wasn't it? But it wasn't. We could choose between the Spartan king. Yes, whatever. But you could choose between, like... yeah, you could choose between the Spartan lady, I think it was, and the Macedonian dude. Well, Greek, Macedonian, whatever. Some bit of the Brandenburg Gate, by the way, and I'm not bothered, and that Roman archer's still hovering nearby, but I think it's just gone and died, so what? Oh, wait, it's here. Hello, Roman archer. Are you actually going to make an attempt in your warriors? And, ooh, he got sunken. Yeah, I forgot. The Greeks and the Iroquois aren't really getting along right now, but the Egyptians and Spanish are now friends. And Sidon would like Ragusa. Sidon does not like anyone, I think, but I'm not bothered. Right, Philadelphia, first things first, can you go and just eliminate this pest? Thank you. Right. You lot, continue constructing Miami's roads and get the town hooked up to the road network, please. And since we have gold to spend, manifest this tile, please. And St. Louis, could you do the same? There we go, right. Manifest. Right. Right, I'm not interested in doing this, not interested in that, not interested in that, not interested in that. Should be interested in that, but I'm gonna feign fake interest for now. Chicago! What shall I build with you now? An opera house is always tempting, because then we can get more culture. I need more culture at the minute, so but a bank will be good for just maybe boosting our gold. We're starting to eat into our gold with all that maintenance, so let's just get a bank set up just so we can give our gold a boosty uppy. I think that is pretty much it for another turn, by the way, so let's just keep on moving and see what's going down in the world. Portland, are we ready to buy a new tile? And no tiles of interest. I want to try and get these 2 towns hooked up, but it looks like it's not going to happen this time. That is real estate though, right there. Houston, once you're doing about university, we'll get a new settler sent south. Next turn, please. Alright, you lot need orders. Right, get to work on that plantation. Those Germans are now desperately looking for someone to go. Oh, look, a little lost German settler. I think he's trapped in the mountains now. Ha ha ha. Mongolia, you stopped your war with Caesar. It ran its course. Yeah, just because my mate's no longer dealing with you does not mean I'm going to, like, surrender instantly. If you do rock up on my borders, I will fight back. So please, stop asking this pathetic stuff out of me. What a... I mean, seriously, that is not happening. Like, I mean, I know, right, he didn't take... Like, he's taking less piss this time, I will say that, but he's still taking too much piss. Now that's annoying, right? I need to recruit someone else. Maybe I could use the Polynesians as my new fall guy. But that means talking to
The
Polynesians.
winds and the waves are always on the side of the ablest navigators.
Cool. Right, St. Louis, well done on growing. Getting better and better and better. Right, Hanoi has had a dispute, not interested. Edinburgh gave me a new unit, a fresh unit of crossbowmen. Right, have them go to Los Angeles and be a garrison. Right. Can I just see who else the Romans are at war with, please? They're at war with the Aztecs, and no one gets on with them, right? So I can pretty much pick who I want. But I want someone local to them. The Aztecs aren't worth my time. Polynesia. It's going to be Polynesia this time. Can you start a war with Rome, and I'll give you money for it. I will give you, like, some fur, and I'll give you 2 horses. And I'll pay you 5 gold per turn. I want some more this time. What do you want? Right, he ain't interested. Unless I give you a down payment of 100 gold. Maybe that'll tempt you. Alright. 100 gold and 5 gold per turn. It's not like I'm asking a lot out of you, Kameh. Right, fine. I'll deal with my own problems for once, but I'm not very interested in doing that. We'll just shore up defences in towns that where Rome may attempt incursions, such as Philadelphia, Houston, Seattle and Portland. But even then I've got these towns more or less defended, but I would prefer sending a few Minutemen over. So, pikemen can't be upgraded yet, but yeah. Washington, work on a couple of Minutemen, please, because they're my specialist unit and they're strong. Like, they're strong. They're stronger than pikemen, aren't they? So yeah, get me some Minutemen, and I'll have these guys maybe just pull back a little bit, or at least I'll pull them back when there's something ready to replace them with. Right, new tech, by the way. Start working on scientific theory so we can get public schools, which will give us additional science for every 2 citizens, so they're going to be great for our big cities. Coal, I'm not too bothered about, but we might need it. Lumber mills will also give us some bonus production, and academies will give us 2 extra science, so that's like 4 extra science for us, which is a nice little boost. Right, any other production to worry about? Boston. Not really, but a windmill would be useful for you, so maybe start working on one. And Miami. Right, you lot, go over there, start farming up that wheat. You lot have plantated the bananas, so go over there and we can start maybe building a lumber mill, because if we're going to get extra production out of them, May as well take advantage of that extra production we're going to get out of them, right? I expand where I want, but I will still play polite. And Bismarck is now at peace with the Ottomans, so, whatever. See, Young would like me to start a war with Sullivan. I don't even know where he is. I'm not interested. Korea has denounced Rome, by the way. They're not getting on. I might be able to restoke the flames of war between them. And Rome has a... fuck, now they've got a research group. Fucking hell. The other powers can't make their minds up on what they're doing. Still, the Iroquois really do seem hell-bent on conquering everyone who is near them, so I should really be careful with them. Because if they start a war with me, I am not going to be in a fun position. This battle's taking so long, by the way, it's someone else's turn. Those city-states will finish their turn at some point, by the way. Right, new trade route established. Miami is hooked up. Right, not interested, not interested, not interested. Right. So, Los Angeles, a new lighthouse would be beneficial for your growth. That's really about it. But also a new market would be beneficial for everything else. So, do start working. I didn't say do a workshop, I said do a market. Please just work on that market quickly. San Fran's still working on that Coliseum, so we can't do anything else with it. Right, you head up there. Maybe start working on a trading post. New York, well done in New Caravel. Right, there's nothing. Do the Opera House, and then I'm going to put you back on your science production. You just keep moving up and discovering everything that we can. Caravel, head down to Atlanta, and then you can make a pickup. And you lot start lumbering here. You lot start... yeah, do some farming, because Miami's away from water and it's gonna need the food, isn't it? Right, let's jump on to the next turn and continue observing our friends, enemies, whatevers, just observing other people for my own benefits. Now we're about to hit the 1800s, so we're getting closer and closer to modern day. So it seems when you lied, when you... when did I lie? I never lie. Look, I'm sorry. I happen to be expanding, but yeah, I didn't even purchase any land this turn, so you're just talking out your ass. What a dick. Sorry that I use my civilization bonuses, but well, without it, I don't really have a lot to do. It's not like I have any bonuses for science, which I could really bloody use, but yeah. Right, Corinth is not doing well. But do I care about Corinth? I do not care for Corinth. Not one bit. At all. And we no longer have open borders with Ramses. I'm not very interested in renewing, so I'll just leave that be for now. We found Athens, by the way. Hello, Athens. Right, next turn, please. There's nothing else for us to do. Balbus Carvel, can you just wait one turn and we'll have you up and running the turn after. Houston will start working on a new settler on the next turn, by the way. Let's see if we get told off by Germany as well. No, alright, we're going to be nice for once. I don't really like being talked down by Bismarck. I think he's getting a little bit antsy. And that's a little bit of a threat to me. But I would have to try and annex southern Germany, but to be honest, even if he's grown those cities, that looks like crap land to have. And by the way, the Iroquois have just captured Knossos, so they're getting bigger. Like, way bigger. Right, Atlanta has new settlers, so these settlers can... well, they can hop on board next turn, so they're going to get ready to hop on board. And Atlanta will now start working on a windmill. Houston, new settler, please. Right. Happy days, right. And Spain denounce the Aztecs, and I fail to give a shit, right. Don't know how else to worry about this turn, so we can just keep on moving. Apart from a scout, of course, he's always needs something to do, right. Just go up there or something. Just, like, keep out of my hair for a few turns, please. I like babysitting you, but then again, I could say on Auto Explore, but I just like exploring coastlines. It's a nice big coastal walk at the end of the day. Well, we have met everyone now, so yeah. The Ottomans are now no longer protecting Belgrade because they want to protect Ragusa. The Aztecs denounced Egypt. No one gets along here, do they? Everyone just hates everyone. It really is tragic. Rio de Janeiro's buddied up with these guys, and then a few city-states started a war because Iroquois don't get on with anyone, so yeah. Oh, and then they fell out within the same turn. How fucking
Every great
brilliant.
advance in science has issued from a new audacity of imagination.
Thought we're a few turns away from that, but okie dokie, maybe time's just flying because we're having so much fun. Right, public schools are now available for me to start building. I am happy about that, and we also get access once more to better lumber mills, and our academies will produce more science. We're now already up to 267 per turn. Brilliant. Right. Houston would like some sugar, by the way, so... Oh, by the way, we discovered coal, so we'll deal with all our coal in a minute. Right. Who has the sugar? Let's see. That's stone, that's not sugar. Sugar looks like this. Say... teaspoon when you see the sugar. A lot of coal in the area, isn't there? Loads of coal. So much coal. Coal, coal, coal. As far as the eye can see. I don't even know where the sugar is. It should actually be somewhere in the tropical middle of this area. But even then, it's not very tropical over here. Ah, there we go. Oh, the Aztecs have it. Oh, fucking fantastic. Maybe they'll be nice for once. Will you be reasonable today? You don't want me to expand anymore? Well, I don't care. I'll expand wherever I want. I like your sugar, please. What would you like in return? You can fuck right off with that. I know you're not doing well for money, but let's rethink this. Open borders, fine. You can have your open borders because you've got nothing to defend anyway. You can have some horses and you can have some furs, but I will give you only like 100 gold. That's it. Fine. Not interested then. Right, my research agreement has... Alright, that's why we got scientific theory quicker. Our research agreement has expired, but we don't have enough money to start a new one. New source of coal, by the way, discovered near Seattle. Right. Washington, dispatch a worker to go and dig that up, please. Because we now need to start hoarding the coal up. So, by the way, yeah, we're no longer getting gold off Montezuma, so that means we are now starting to run out of money. Because, yeah, it's getting tight now. We need to open up new avenues of credit. And, yeah, we've got all this garbage here, so, yeah, let's just leave that alone. Right, first, new tech. Military science. Ooh, we've got also access to archaeology, which will lead us to biology. Will give us access to museums and the Louvre, their culture things. Start working on military science. Will give us access to cavalry, but it'll also allow us to have a military academy, and well, the Brandenburg Gate's been built, but yeah, I'm just more interested in getting military science because that's going to get us access to fresh new technologies to bump us up into the industrial era. Right. Anyway, we're going to keep on farming the lands around Miami. We're going to make Miami a nice growth city. And then we're going to jump on to the next turn, because I think we've run out of things to do apart from you. Should you be on that boat now, or did you already run out of moves? Can you board or not board? Oh, wait, I forgot you just embarked, don't you? That was a waste of time then. Nah, I'm just kidding. Right, Caravel, go and scout ahead. And then my settlers will catch up. Yeah, someone was in a total war mentality there, wasn't he? Right, next turn, please. Ah, well, you know what, the Caravel's going to be good for just exploring the ocean blue. Even though it's no longer 1492. Ooh, Mongolia, you're taking time with your turn, aren't you? I wonder what the Mongolians are thinking about. Maybe they're just thinking about being silly. Maybe not. Quite a few lovely places for towns, by the way. I would like one where those musketmen are standing. Even though that's nowhere near Germany, by the way, they will still go, "Oh, you're expanding too close to me," and all that lovely garbage, because, well, that's how the AA thinks, folks. Right, anyway. A couple of deals ended, so money's still not doing well. Right, you. Go over there and build me a new trading post because I'll need more coins. You lot, go in there and maybe build trading posts in the forests or something. You lot, go over there and then just build more trading posts because I need gold. Right, you lot, keep exploring and discover the town of Vienna. Hello, Vienna. Thank you for the free gold. They have no allies and they're cultured, by the way. So I could use them, but at the same time, I need to renew my research agreements because with the Mongolians, so are the Mongolians able to have a go with me, by the way? Let's have a little look. Yeah, they can easily afford it, right? New research agreement time. We don't have enough funds. Why? Oh, it's 300 now. Ooh, right. Alright, I'll be back when I have 300 gold, lad. Right. That's fine. I guess it means I don't have to... Means what? It means I can't rely overly much on them. Still, I'll have that money script together soon. Right, Caravel, keep on exploring, by the way. Find me new lands to settle and all that lovely good stuff. And Bismarck is now at peace with the Aztecs. Right, well, whatever. New research agreement has occurred, by the way, between the Ottomans and the Mongolians. And the Aztecs are now friends with the Iroquois. I guess warlike people do get along. I wonder if I could conquer Ardea, by the way. It's not too far away, and it looks weak. It's in a quite nice estate, actually. Rio de Janeiro quiz units, and I'm not doing that. And we may now adopt a new social policy. Cool, right, Portland. I want to have a little look at Ardea. Oh, this town does look weak, right? I think we might help ourselves to that. Maybe we can indulge a little bit of military conquest. Right, first it says worker. I would prefer getting a trading post set up because I'm still in need of gold. We are now just breaking even, so we need to do something about that. I've got new riflemen in Washington, by the way, so have them head over to Portland to defend the area. And you lot, can we maybe go over there and set up another trading post? Right. New policy time. So I'm going to go for rationalism because I said so. So we have access to secularism, which will give us 2 additional science per specialist. We also have access to humanism, which will give us additional happiness per university, observatory and public school. Since I've just unlocked public schools and I'm planning to establish plenty of them, humanism is going to be the absolute ideal route for us, as it's going to probably, might not cure, actually it could cure a happiness, but we've got a lot of universities. Adopt humanism, please. And there we go, that's literally 10 additional happiness added in, so we are doing excellent from that, so that's fantastic for me. That will give us access to sovereignty, which will give us a nice little bonus to our science during times of happiness, so that's an interesting thing to pursue. Which means, yeah, I haven't given my scientific production a boost, but you know, we've gained nearly 100 over the course of these 25 turns, so I'm cool with that. So yeah, peace. Production. Right. Washington. Start working on your public school because you're a big city. Like, what is it? 1 science per 2 citizens, so that's 8 science we'd be getting from Washington as a bonus. That is a boon we cannot afford to miss out on. By the way, you lot, keep on moving south, and you keep on moving. I want to find out what's going on over there. And we find Quebec City. Hello, Quebec City. Nice to meet you too, I guess, or whatever. Let's move on to the next turn. Realise that you need an order, so there you go. And then we can actually move on to the next turn. Oh great, now the vermin are breeding. Now I have to deal with both you and Germany. I will have to teach them a lesson. I think that means he's denouncing me, I guess?
동지여.
Yeah, whatever. Oh no, wait, the Aztecs denounced Germany and just made sure I knew about it. Okay. And we are under attack at Ardea, but we are losing so little health that, to be honest, it's comical. So I think we'll deal with conquering that on the next episode. For that is actually where we are going to call it an end once the city-states are done buggering about. I think in light of this episode being quite long, by the way, we may start doing less turns per episode. But by the way, who has the pointy sticks? Well, of course, it's Hiawatha. Somehow I'm actually doing... Well, I'm not doing brilliant, but you know what? I've rated in at 9th out of 12, so... for someone who has basically not bothered with war, we're doing better. But then again, that's because Montezuma is crippled and Alexander doesn't have a clue. Still, that is where we are going to call it an episode, and we're going to blow up some workers because, yep. And what's going to happen on the next episode, my friends? Well, we're going to attack Ardea, see if we can maybe get away with a little bit of military conquest, and try and settle on the island of Quebec and continue just building up that size because we're now losing money. So we're going to have to look into how we're going to plug this hole. Either way, that is where we are going to call it an episode today, my friends. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all on the next one.